Going to go to business now with Delana. They're going to start with that chaos at Atlanta Airport. It really has been a bit of a disaster, this, hasn't it?
That's right, Stuart. Good morning. The world's busiest airport came to a grinding halt on Sunday. Power at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport has now been fully restored. According to local authorities, the outage was linked to a fire at an underground facility that supplied power to the airport. Nearly 700 outbound flights were cancelled and close to 470 inbound flights were scrapped. Shirley Sitbon reports.
In the world's busiest airport, with about 104 million passengers every year, holiday season is usually the best period. This weekend was different. A fire in an underground electric facility paralyzed Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport for more than 10 hours, leaving thousands of passengers stranded in the darkness.
I literally spent a whole 7 hours on an airplane without food or water, and then they finally let us off. And then I walk into a dark room where everyone's sleeping on the floor.
They said we couldn't even flush the toilets because their water was below 20%. Like, we couldn't do anything. So the plan right now is we're just gonna wait and see if anybody can help us, but it's been pretty unresponsive.
Could have city and airport teams communicated better and brought more help? Atlanta's mayor says they did the best considering the circumstances.
We can always do a better job of communicating, but whenever you have thousands of passengers who are stuck on planes, I really don't believe that there's any pleasant message other than we have the power restored, and this is when we're going to have the airport fully operational, so that you can move on with your lives.
Moving on with their lives and out of Atlanta is precisely what the passengers are doing now that power is back on. On Sunday, about 700 flights were canceled. More than 400 others were diverted to other airports. Services are unlikely to fully resume on Monday.
Next, Donald Trump is set to accuse China of engaging in economic aggression. According to the Financial Times, the U.S. president is frustrated Beijing has not addressed trade concerns, this despite his close personal relationship with Chinese President Xi Jinping. Mr. Trump is expected to propose a tough stance on China when the national security strategy is released later this Monday.
Let's talk about Bitcoin on the programme now, going a little bit more mainstream, perhaps.
That's right. We keep talking about Bitcoin, don't we, Stuart? Now, last week, Bitcoin futures started trading on the Chicago Board Options Exchange, and now the digital currency is trading on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. This year alone, the value of Bitcoin has surged dramatically from $1,000 in January to close to $20,000 on Sunday. According to analysts, Bitcoin trading on major markets could generate more interest and push prices up even further.
Monday morning here in Paris. What about the markets in Delano? Have they started?
Well, here in Europe, all the main indices have opened firmly in the green. The CAC 40 here in Paris up 0.8%. Shares in French chipmaker Thales have also opened 5% higher after news broke it's buying Gemalto for 4.8 billion euros. The FTSE has also opened in the green. Shares in EasyJet are in positive territory this Monday. The company has confirmed it's buying part of Air Berlin's operations at Berlin's Tegel Airport. It's a strong performance over in Asia at this hour. The Nikkei ended the session up over 1.5%. The Hang Seng trading up 0.8% at this hour. Next, the EU is set to officially announce the launch of an investigation into Ikea. The Swedish furniture giant is accused of avoiding nearly €1 billion in taxes from 2009 to 2014. Ikea reportedly created two separate corporate groups with companies based in the Netherlands, Luxembourg and Liechtenstein. According to a report by the Greens in the European Parliament, the company moved around money to profit from tax loopholes.